How's it going out there, everybody? Before you watch the video, my review of Scream 7, my pre-screening, and of course my initial thoughts after watching the movie, there's one thing I need to address before you, the viewer, get into this. During the pre-screening, I went over all the different main actors and actresses that are in the film. One actress in particular that I'm actually a big fan of, McKenna Grace. Well, just to address this, because I feel like I need to do this so that when you watch the video, you don't sit there and wonder, like, okay, is he stupid? Does he not know what her name really is? Because apparently, as I went back and watched the video, I realized that I kept referring to her as McKenna Grace. And it's not like I just said it one time. For some weird reason, I kept saying that particular name, McKenna Grace, over and over and over, and not freaking once did I ever catch it during the filming process. It wasn't until I actually, every time I film those videos, before I put them on TikTok, I always rewatch them just to make sure they work in case I need to go back and refilm it before I put it on there. I caught it right away and I was like, damn it. Okay, crap. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? I mean, the whole rest of the video flowed really well outside of that one problem. So I figured, well, there's got to be a way that I can go back and at least address it later on. And as it turns out, my niece actually caught it right away. And I was like, yeah, I know. I caught it. So shame on me for not catching it right away. So just to emphasize, I know what her real name is. It's McKenna Grace. She is one of my favorite actresses right now. I think she's great. So if she ever sees this, I greatly apologize for constantly screwing up your name. I mean, I'm usually pretty bad with names anyway, but the people that I am a big fan of, I typically go out of my way to memorize names as best as possible. And that's not even a hard name to pronounce. I don't know how I kept making that freaking mistake. So just to clear that up, you're going to hear me saying Mackenzie over and over again. I'm talking about McKenna. So yeah, please forgive me. But without further ado, here's my Scream 7 first viewing review, pre and after. Hope you enjoy it. How's it going out there, everybody? Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Repeat movie viewer here to share my thoughts and opinions on movies to my family and friends and anyone else who's willing to listen. And nobody wants to see my damn chest hair, so I apologize for that. I'm sorry, what? What?
I'm here.
What?
I like to listen.
What? Anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are literally minutes away from going to watch Scream 7, arguably one of the more anticipated movies of this season.
I'd say so. The
place
is almost packed.
Yeah, the first showing of the day, 6:30 at the Draft House, is pretty damn packed. How excited are we? How excited are you?
Me?
Well, you are you.
I am me.
I am me. You are you. So
thank God for that. Yeah.
So, are you excited for this movie at all? Any initial thoughts?
Yeah, I'm very interested. I want to know what in the world they could come up with that they haven't done the past 6 movies.
We'll get into that. But, because I already know how the movie's going to open based on what I've seen from the trailer, which, for the record, I have tried my damnedest to stay away from any other additional trailers. I don't want to see anything else about this movie. I don't want to hear anything about the movie outside of who's going to be in it, which has been pretty detailed. I mean, as far as the cast is concerned, you got the OG returnees. You got Neve Campbell coming back as... I'm sorry, what's her name again? She's been in so many movies, I can't remember.
As Neve Campbell.
Yes, Neve Campbell as Neve Campbell. No, Sidney Prescott. And of course, we got Courtney Cox coming back as Gail Weathers, which she almost fucking got killed in the last movie, so let's see how this one goes.
Why did they just kill her off?
Maybe it was in her contract that she lives for another movie, I don't know. And apparently, David Arquette's name is attached to the cast. So that tells me that one of two things. Either he's going to be like in a picture in the background or something like that.
He's going to photobomb it.
Yeah, totally. Or he's going to be like in a flashback sequence or possibly like a dream sequence that Gail's going to have a dream or something like that. Because I know he's been part of the whole promotional team going around like doing the premieres and whatnot that they just did a few days ago. So, okay, that's cool. And then you have two returnees from the previous two films with the new cast that was introduced back in part 5, and their names escape me. Mason Gooding, you might remember him from Hard Eyes. We like Hard Eyes around here. Yes, we do. And his sibling in the movie, Jasmine Brown, who is supposed to be like the new Randy, essentially. They are in case you don't, what? Randy. For all you Family Guy fans out there. Yeah, so those are the returning characters. Now, there is a pretty interesting addition of new people, new blood, if you will, to the franchise. Some familiar faces for me personally. I mean, you got McKenna Grace, and I'm just gonna say it right now. If you motherfuckers, if you kill McKenna Grace, I'm gonna be really pissed.
You'll get over it.
No, I won't, because she's in the Hunger Games later this year, and she's probably going to die in that one, too.
Well, you'll get used to it then by the second one.
Why would I want to get used to McKenna Grace dying? I like McKenna Grace.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
She's a good actress, and she's fun-loving. She's cool. I don't want to see her die.
Well, okay.
But she probably will, so I might as well prepare myself for it now. Other familiar faces, Anna Camp, who you might remember from the Pitch Perfect trilogy. Okay, that's interesting. Addition. Joel McHale, the most recent thing I know him from that stands out is It's a Wonderful Knife. Came out a couple of years ago. It's got Justin Long in it.
It's a Wonderful Knife.
It's a take on the It's a Wonderful Life idea, but it's a horror flick. It's clunky, but it can have its fun moments from time to time. I'd say check it out for curiosity's sake if you're interested. Ethan Embry. Some people out there might remember him from, I don't know, Can't Hardly Wait, perhaps, or Vegas Vacation. But for me, he'll always be the little bastard from Dutch. I love Dutch. So I need to get that one on Blu-ray.
Well,
I need to get that on Blu-ray.
Are you speaking to the universe?
I'm speaking to the people who usually buy me movies around here.
Movie fairy.
I think the movie fairy. I think he can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I'm talking to you. You know damn well I'm talking to you. Michelle Rudolph, who apparently she plays the daughter in the Landman series, which me and my old man are actually big fans of that. Billy Bob Thornton. Can't go wrong with Billy Bob Thornton. Annalee Larder. Still like her. She's fun. And Celeste O'Connor, who is actually also, just like McKenna Grace, from the Ghostbusters franchise. She was like the, I guess, the love interest of the son sibling in the films, which she only had like a bit part in the Frozen Empire, but okay, that's a familiar face. And to round it off, we got Isabel May, who is also in, she's been in 1883 and 1923, the spin-off TV shows to Yellowstone. I'm actually a fan of Yellowstone. I need to watch the other ones. She's going to be playing Sydney's daughter in this film, who apparently, from what I'm understanding, is the big focal point of this movie. Whoever this killer is, or killers, we don't know.
There's always two. That's their rule.
Scream 3 only had one. Only one. It's the only time.
For the second one.
It's the only time there was only one killer. That's a fact. The only time there was only one person. So there debunks your theory anyway. But
I said they couldn't pay for the other one.
It was a one-man job, just this one time. But anyway, for what I'm getting from the synopsis is that whoever this killer is going after Sydney's daughters. Like whoever this person is specifically trying to kill the daughter, or at least targeting her in some way. So that tells me whoever this person is knows who Sydney is, and this is a revenge story. That even my son agrees. Based on what we know about this story, somebody is out to get revenge on Sydney for one reason or another.
And
now,
Sydney did not train her daughter as well as
Laurie Strode?
Yeah.
Laurie Strode wasn't fucking around in the new Halloween trilogy. She
taught her kids
taught her daughter from the get-go, and she was smart about it. Very smart. But, so it raises the question, who is going to be the killer? We don't know yet. There's a lot of speculation, and there's the two wild cards in this movie, although technically there's only one. I could have put Scott Foley down as a returnee classic from Part 3, but the problem is that we know his character can't come back. If you've seen it, you know. I don't want to just be specific about it. But I'm guessing that's going to be a flashback sequence. But the big one of this movie that everybody is curious about, what kind of capacity is Stu Macher going to be in this film?
Well,
Matthew Lillard is in the movie,
he's
and if you've seen the trailer, there is a voice note of him saying, "This is going to be fun," and it's not a classic line either. It's another.
You know what? It's a plot twist. He's the killer as the ghost. He's a ghost this time, a real ghost, and he's killing everybody. That'd be funny. I'm sorry.
That is basically doing exactly what the Stab franchise does in the movies, where it goes off the railing and doesn't even... No. I mean, the biggest speculation is he the killer? I don't think so. It would be interesting if he was after all this time. There's been a lot of speculation about whether or not Stu Macher is actually dead. They were going to bring him back for part 3. He was going to be the killer in part 3 before they made changes. So that tells me that if you guys were willing to bring him back at one point, who's to say they couldn't bring him back now? But the problem is that you've already had so many other movies up until now. Where the fuck has he been this whole time? That's the question. What has he been doing? Maybe he's been in a hospital. Maybe he's been in a psych ward all this time. Who knows? I'll be honest with you. I'm expecting, this is what I'm thinking. It's going to be some kind of like a dream sequence or a flashback sequence, something of that nature. But on the off chance that Stu Macher is actually alive, the most I can hope for is that maybe there will be a several-minute conversation between Sidney and Stu after all these years. That's the most I can hope for. Now, my theory, I think the killer is going to be related to Stu Macher because apparently, and this is in the opening trailer. This is not spoiling anything. If you've seen the trailer, you already know this. Whoever the killer is going to burn down Stu Macher's house in the first couple of minutes. So whoever's doing this, in my opinion, is related to Stu Macher if it isn't Stu Macher. That's my theory. I'm going to go.
How many times are you going to say Stu Macher?
Stu Macher, Stu Macher, Stu Macher, Stu Macher, Stu Macher. If you keep saying it, he'll appear. It's just like it's just like. Okay, I was going to say the dude from WWE, Joe, whatever the fuck his name is.
I like Beetlejuice better. One more time.
Beetlejuice. Bloody Mary.
Ew.
I can do them all. Candyman. I don't think that one counts. No. But anyway, we're getting way off topic here. So this is already reaching 10 fucking minutes, and I'm going to put this on TikTok. So this is the longest opening to a pre-screening I've ever done. But quite frankly, there's a lot of topic to discuss with this one. Let's be fair here. But literally, it starts here in just about 45 minutes.
You better start ticking.
I just want it to be good. Honestly, I want it to be good.
It's number 7. How?
Yeah, but there's only one stinker, in my opinion. Only one, and that's number 4. That's the only one I don't like. Even Kevin didn't like number 4. He agreed with me. Yeah, I didn't like that one. I was like, yeah, neither did I. I didn't like it back then. I sure as hell don't like it now. But just be good. That's all I'm hoping for. And we'll see what happens with Stu. That's the biggest thing I'm keeping an eye on. So we'll see what happens. Here's hoping that it's good.
Yep.
One viewing later. They can't see you. Actually, they probably can in the shadows. That's my son waving. He doesn't technically want to be on camera, but okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. That's him.
Should I be worried that there's a ghost face in this room? Oh, fuck it. Kill me now. Yay!
Yeah, there was no way I couldn't do that. There was no way I couldn't put that on and do that. Sorry. I had to do it. If I officially had an opening to my show, that would have been a cut. But we're not quite there yet. But we're working on it. So, we're only a few hours away, or a few hours out, I should say, from watching Scream 7. So, what was your general consensus now that I've given mine?
I enjoyed it.
She enjoyed it. Well, that's good. But since this movie literally just opened up today, I do not want to give any form of major spoilers out whatsoever. So this will be a spoiler-free review as far as I can do it. As far as I know, everything I say, I've gone over it several times. I don't think there's anything I'm going to say that's going to give anything away. However, part of me wants to do a spoiler review later on sometime next week because I am going to watch this movie a second time. Yes, these are not screen gloves, in case you're wondering. They used to be skeletal gloves. I haven't bought a costume in like 15 years. I still had this. I don't throw away old costumes, so this is the best I could do. But I do plan on watching this movie again at some point down the road, probably in the next day or two. And I do want to talk. There's a lot of things I do want to go into detail about. But as far as here's concerned, we're going to keep it spoiler-free as much as possible. So, now, starting off with the things that we did enjoy, what I said about the opening of the film is spot on, exactly the way I described it. So, I thought the opening was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to the opening? Spoiler-free?
Spoiler-free.
Spoiler-free.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Okay.
It was nice to see different things that you hadn't seen in a really long time.
What, like Stu Macher's house?
Yep.
Even though technically we saw it 2 movies ago, for those that are not up and up on the franchise. But quite frankly, if you haven't watched all the previous 6 movies before this one, what are you doing? Go back and watch the previous ones. Come on now. But yes, I feel like the opening was pretty solid. I definitely enjoyed the way it played out. Didn't overstay its welcome, but it definitely did what it was supposed to do. So definitely enjoyed that. There are some pretty groovy kills in the movie. There's some really ugly things going on. I wish I could talk about them right now, but I can't. There's one in particular that we just talked about. She questioned how it could actually happen, and I was like, well, after I watch it again, we'll see if it still kind of holds up. But otherwise, I thought it was one of the ones that maybe cringed the most, but yet still kind of got a brief laugh out of me.
Well, I think that was the point. It was supposed to be a
sarcastic person over here.
Funny and cringy at the same time.
But yeah, there were some pretty ugly kills throughout the movie. I don't think this one has the most amount of the grooviest kills. I think the last few films really fit that category. But definitely some good ones to get behind. So, and for my money, it still looks like they're practical effects. And anybody who knows me, I'm a big fan of practical, so practical all the way. Go back and watch The Thing from 1982, I think it is. Yeah, that movie still holds up to this day. One of the greatest creature features of all time, in my opinion. Okay, now I mentioned before how the siblings, Randy's niece and nephew, are in this movie. It turns out they're working for Gale. I don't think that's a major spoiler in this film. But for my money, I feel like they are strictly there for comic relief, which I feel like in a movie like this that, you know, some of the situations are kind of taking a serious turn, you know, with Sydney's daughter being in danger and whatnot. I feel like they do give us some decent little bit of comic relief along the way, which is welcome. My only thing was I just didn't want to see them get stabbed anymore, because after the last couple of films, it's like, okay, seriously, he is lucky to be alive after what happened in the last film. I'm just saying. Both him and Gale are both lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Seriously. But definitely some nice comic relief going on with the movie, so big ups for that. Okay, so again, I can't get specific, but there are some nice little cameos throughout the movie, and a few references to little details or little things along the way that reference the previous films. Hell, even the opening 10 minutes is like a big Easter egg in of itself. The fact that we're in Stu Macher's house. But again, that is in the trailer, so I don't think I'm ruining that for anybody. But a lot of the different things that you see around, it's like, it's nice to kind of be back in the house again and just kind of reminisce as the characters are walking around. So yeah, apparently they turned Stu Macher's house into a B&B. Who would want to stay at a B&B? Out of a place where
kind of B&B,
kind of B&B.
I don't know. There might be some people out there that would do it. I probably would, just for the fun of it. If it's like Halloween. Yeah,
but I mean, well, I guess just in this situation, you know, someone used it as a perfect opportunity. to kill some people. Oh well. But yeah, no, in that scenario, like the Nightmare on Elm Street house would be fun, but I'm pretty sure that's not an option.
But it makes me wonder, how did they know how to get into the B&B? The ones...
What, the people staying there?
Yeah.
They were given the details, I'm sure, because there was a keypad that allowed them to, for it to open up, and there was a key inside. I'm pretty sure they were given all the details before, which makes me wonder how many people have actually stayed at that B&B prior to this point. It makes me wonder. And I apologize for the suit. This thing is old and I'm very fat now. I'm very, very heavy compared to what I was 20 years ago. So it doesn't fit me very well. So for all you out there that are watching me wearing this, snickering, go ahead. I can't see you doing it anyway. But, you know, if you're going to mention it in the comments, at least be feasible, please. Don't
hurt his feelings.
Yes, please don't hurt my feelings. Speaking of comments, let me go ahead and get this out of the way because I meant to do this from the beginning. Please like this video if you do enjoy it. Please leave a comment, anything you want to share about the movie. If you've already seen it like me, let me know what you think. Give me some comments. Just, you know, don't get too heavy with the spoilers. Because for anybody else who happens to read them. And like and please subscribe because, yeah, of course there's going to be more reviews going forward. Of course, more JP's watch list. But getting back to the review, getting back to the positives, I should say. Now, I did mention in the opening that certain people were listed as being a part in the film. Between Scott Foley and Matthew Lillard, they were very heavy about these two being in the film. And they've been helping promote the movie as well, along with David Arquette. I'm not going to say anything about what their capacity is in this movie whatsoever. All I'm going to say is that their capacity in the film was brief, but it was satisfying. I'm very happy with what they did with those actors in the film. I'm very happy with it. I think
if it would have done more than that, it would have been a little too much.
I agree. So definitely enjoyed it for what it was. So, and that pretty much does it for all the good things in the movie that I can think of right now. Because it's only been a couple of hours since we left, and I'm trying to remember as many details as I possibly can. But those are really the main positives. I feel like there is definitely more good than bad in this film. So I feel like this is a good addition to the franchise. However, a couple of things I have to bring up as a negative, and hopefully a second viewing might alter my perception a little bit. But quite frankly, the killer reveal at the end, a little weak for me. I don't know.
The reasoning was a little.
Yeah, I feel like the motivation was kind of lacking. I just didn't care for it. But I felt like the overall reveal, the motivation, I should say, I think is the word. Mm-hmm. It didn't work for me. But then again, the motivation didn't work for me in part 4 either, but that's just me. Anything you want to add that's spoiler free?
No.
Aw. You don't want to say? Did it work for you or did it not work for you? The reveal.
Which part?
The reveal. Yeah. The motivation and all. Yay or nay?
No.
It didn't work for you?
No, not the motivation.
Okay. What about the reveal? Did it work? Or did you not care for it?
It could have been better.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't work for us, then yeah, it could always be better. But so we're in agreement on that. But again, hopefully a second viewing, maybe that alters my perception. You never know. Aside from that, I feel like we talked about this before. She brings up the fact that this is probably like one of those things that kind of goes without saying. But for me, as somebody who likes a good story with my movie, whether it's a action film, horror film, slasher film, action film, whatever the case. Did I say action twice? I think I said action twice. Bottom line, any type of any type of genre movie that's out there, if you put in a good story, I like that. I like a good story to go with my movie. I don't mind a mindless action film or a mindless slasher film where people are just being killed left and right. But if you give me a decent story to kind of complement it, I love that. Just saying. But for me, I felt like some of the new characters were just not very memorable. But again, she brought up the point. I agree with it, that to a degree, that usually when you make a sequel to a slasher film, a lot of the new people are nothing more than fodder. It's an unfortunate fact, but I feel like it doesn't always have to be that way. The only new characters I feel like I found to be interesting or brought anything to the table were Sydney's husband, who was Joel McHale. Apparently, he's the cop. I don't know why. I felt like at some point down the road, I thought that maybe she ended up marrying the cop at the end of from part 3, Kincaid, because his first name was Mark. In the previous 2 films, we only hear his name as Mark. We never hear his last name. Not that I can remember. If I'm wrong about that, then... But yes, Joel McHale as the husband, I didn't have a problem with him. I actually do like some of his work over the years. And even the girl that played the daughter, I didn't mind her either. I thought it was an interesting dynamic where they kept on... at some point during the movie, I think a couple of times, they brought up the fact that she wasn't brought up the same way that Jamie Lee Curtis did her daughter in the Halloween trilogy.
Which is sad.
Which, I love the fact that they brought up that reference. Who was it? It was the sibling that brought it up. The female Randy character, if you will. I think she's the one who brought it up. And it's like, you know what? That's funny because this is a kind of a contrast to the way she did it in Halloween.
They should have done it like that. That's just proof that you shouldn't keep shit like that away from your kids.
Being overprotective.
That is way...
That is, yeah, I agree. And I think that was one of the main lessons of this movie, that maybe she should have let her learn how to take care of herself before this as preparation. That's exactly what Jamie Lee Curtis's character was doing in that trilogy. So yeah, that was a nice little...
Even though the daughter grew up to despise her mom for teaching her all that stuff, but she respected her when shit hit the fan. That's what I mean.
And that's something I want to delve into when I eventually talk about those movies later on. But yes, I do feel like the daughter character wasn't too bad either. So, but all the other new characters, yeah, they're pretty much fodder. That's pretty much all they are. It is what it is. But I feel like you can still have new characters that are potentially going to be killed and still have them interesting in some way. Make them stand out. Make me give a shit. And not want them to get potentially killed at some point in the film. That's just my opinion, but that's just me. The last thing about the movie I feel like just did not work for me. There were a couple of bait and switches that happened throughout the film. They didn't work for me. What about you? Non-spoiler. I'm going to keep saying that because I actually, for those of you watching this, I've had to cut out at least 1 or 2 different sections where it's like, that might be spoiler.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, we all make mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes too. That's why I had to learn how to edit. I can't do this in one shot. I originally, when I set up the channel, I thought, I'll do it all as a one and done. Nope, that doesn't work at all. But anyway, how did you feel about that situation? The bait and switches.
I figured out one of them.
Yeah. She figured one of them out.
I figured it out before they even started doing what they were gonna do.
That's fair. And I did figure out.
It was obvious.
Yeah, and I figured out the reveal before it happened, and it's like that's only the second time I've ever done that in the Scream franchise. I figured out, for those of you, spoiler alert, if you've never seen Scream 4, there were 2 killers in that movie. I figured out who one of them was literally 15 minutes in. And I spent the whole movie thinking, please let me be wrong. Please let me be wrong. Fuck, I was right. Damn it. It's like, I prefer not to know because it just keeps me guessing throughout the film. It's part of the fun of watching a Scream movie. Like, I wonder who it is. When the reveal happens. It's like, oh, fuck, I was actually right? Oh, man. I was kind of hoping I was wrong. It'd be more fun that way. But,
I wonder why Sydney didn't show the rest of her kids.
Sydney and her husband actually, okay, I'll address this. This is, again, not a big deal. She has two other kids that we hear about, and they're...
With their grandparents.
I guess the husband's parents, the husband's parents. So they're purposely left out of the movie for the most part. And I think that's a good thing because I think one sibling or one daughter child character in danger, I think, is enough. But then again, we've already been told there is going to be another Scream. They've already greenlit another one. So I know. I'm like, can we... There have been good Scream movies since the trilogy, but I'm like, can we just...
It's going to start looking like that Jason box up there by the time they're done.
Well, let's not compare. That's like comparing apples to oranges, but... No,
I'm just saying.
But I agree with you. It's getting up there. It's like Scream 7, but Friday the 13th, there's like, what? 12 movies if you include Freddy versus Jason, I think.
Okay, they're not that far off.
They're not that far off. And the same thing with Halloween. There's 13 so far. And they want to make more. That's legit.
He's dead. He went through the freaking grinder.
A revision.
What the fuck?
But anyway, we're getting off topic here. So going back to Scream. Scream 7, in the overall grand scheme of things, again, without revealing too much, I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it. I know she did. My son was with me. He definitely enjoyed it too. There were a few moments along the way where we got kind of wide-eyed and big, like, oh, like a couple of things along the way that really were a lot of fun to watch. So, and a few cringy moments along the way. Some of those kills were pretty cringy, but aside from that, I think that covers like the main basis of the good versus the bad. I don't think there's anything else I can cover until I can actually talk specifically about what I like. I'm thinking about this. I might do a video where I actually do a ranking, not so much of the movies, because I found that to be kind of difficult, but I might do it after all. But definitely I want to rank the reveals of all the films. That'll be a very spoiler heavy review, but I will acknowledge that in the very beginning, and I'll put that in the description as well, because I don't want to have the comments blowing up with, oh, you ruined the whole franchise for me.
Well, that's one way to get a bunch of comments.
I would say that whatever works, but I don't like the idea of ruining stuff for people. It's not my thing.
At least, say spoiler on the front.
Well, that's what I always do. I would say spoiler in the beginning. I put it in the description. I would even put it in the freaking title in parentheses. Spoilers. If you've never seen Scream, don't watch it. It'll be a long fucking title, but whatever gets the point across. But any last words you want to share about this movie? Anything at all?
I'm scared to see the next one.
Well, it'll be a couple of years. We got a lot of other things to entice us between now and then. Horror or otherwise. But I think that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said,
get out of that hot thingy.
It's actually not that bad. I mean, this is only a 20-minute video. It's not that bad. But I take it back. I do feel it now. Now that you mention it, I feel it now.
You're welcome.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you sat through the video, I greatly appreciate it. Again, please leave a like. Please comment. Anything you want to share about the movie. If you have or haven't seen it, doesn't matter. I definitely want to hear some comments. I want to hear what you think. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. There will be more movie reviews going forward. There will be plenty more going forward, especially with the summer a couple of months away. But in closing, everybody, take care of yourselves. Please be safe. But don't forget to have fun. Just not too much fun.